This one you see now is actually an abstract form of the one and only most famous Mount Everest. In the nature which the artwork itself speaks for itself. Believe it or not one stroke with the brush or with my hands or any other element of equipment or instrument had touched this. The paint was just placed carefully in its position, and the rest of the structure with minimal manipulation to persuade the paint to move, obviously. Then, of course, what you see appeared. The only thing the producer or applier is regarded and expected to do is to have feeling and be one with the painting, and also have knowledge of the location they are painting or the subject matter. Then when the paint dries, it's so important to be able to have a clean conscience soul, inspiration of spirituality, in order to be able to detect and receive exactly what the message may be. And therefore, it's not a translation. It's nowhere near a translation. In fact, it's just commentation on the reality of the spiritual, untold essence that awaits for revealment. So in a sense, we are revealing and reviving. There are many, many abstract themes for what we may see initially on the first instinct to be perhaps over here we can see it's like almost there's a face there. Given that we don't have, that this is meant to be just an illustration, a brief illustration due to our introduction. Now, this could be almost like a zebra, as you can see, given the stroke there. Not so much a horse, due to its arch being minimal. As you can see, it has its neckline, and again, a bit of black to manipulate and to persuade its nature. But then if you were to go deeper, it will change and it will become something else due to the dimensions. And dimensions are what we are seeking here. For dimensions are a universe of a never-ending and untold reality, which up until now has been many mysteries and many false claims towards them. But what your eye can see and confirm is what the reality will be for you. And that's what we present. Something that is real and something that has confirmation for your status and your standard of receiving and corresponding. Exactly what we seek to accomplish here. So in a sense, we are almost the founder of this kind of material and art. The only reason why I say founder is because in the nature of presentation and production and manufacturing and application, not one story or not one feature as this has been presented or told. And that, for me, is an inspiration and a strengthener for my will, so that I may present and continue on in this manner. I've painted in this nature hundreds of canvases, maybe millions and millions of subjects, you know, just in this region here, a 30 centimeter radius. There will be up to 1,000 probably, depending on the lens of zoom and the strength of the eye. Now we did almost promise you that we can give you one aspect and give you another dimension through that feature of subject, or we said zebra from this angle, as we recall. Yeah, when we turn this canvas around, or this camera, sorry for the blink. Now, what you can see is almost a fish form. See? It's almost a fish. Sorry for that, folks. Now this fish is being very fishy. One second. Okay, here we go. So look at that. There you go, there's your fish. There's your lips, there's your eye there. And mind you, this was a very sudden. Hold on, do we get the same one? Let me just see here, 1 second. Yes, we did. So this was the zebra there, the front of the zebra. Yeah. We'll take a picture of that actually, so that we can put that on display as our illustration referencing. I need to get proper equipment, hopefully we'll make a proper business out of this, for there are many youth and many troubled individuals in our society today who do need to attain this kind of speciality, for it is a treatment of therapy and beauty for one's soul. Have a look here. This feature here, it's like an eagle almost. And then, yeah, it's got many more features, right? The most obvious are almost the bear, and one above that one looking down. And then here you have so many more. And I'm saying so many because you can go maybe 10, 11 times zoom into each subject matter, and you will always extract something. So this, in a sense, is a live feature. It's like having, it's like your own network and data, you know, into the wildlife, into the untold, unexpected, never ever before revealed or illustrated. It is indeed a beauty. So precious this art, so precious this form. Sometimes what the finished product was a message for me of that time, and I used to be able to receive it for my own soul, to take lesson and derive direction from there, in order to almost understand the criterion of my own rights and wrongs within myself, therefore to maintain the beauty of humanity and social coherence, so that I am a service to my society and not a nuisance. Have a look at this. Have a look at this, people. Have a look at this. Objects, 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 objects. There's many things you'll feel like you've seen before, you know. Maybe some people would have witnessed them in their imagination. Some people would have witnessed them on those like fictional channels or cartoons even, you know. But none of this, not one of these, I done by hand or I stopped to manipulate or to dictate its direction. All of this happened on its own. Just apply the paint to the canvas, that's it. That's it. Look at that beauty there. Have a look. Look at that beauty. So amazing. Not one brush, not one attendance. Only that I put the paint there. And have a look. Have a look. It would be so nice, hopefully soon to get a good camera. Look at those. They're like frogs. Almost like a frog, this black one here. So beautiful. Look at that beauty. Amazing. Wow. Come on. Here we go. A little bit of it there. So for those who are willing to paint in this nature, which I am most certainly excited and thrilled that I may be able to hopefully one day introduce this for our society and humanity, and I would love to present this as a new art, as a new dimension to art, because this is not what your hands, or what your physical or outer human aspect of attendance can do, or application. This is indeed preparation of the outer, but the actual finished product and the messages within are from your soul connection. Every individual will have their own aspect of finish and message. It is a message from the deep down. This is a spiritual inclination towards the unknown soul status we have today amongst ourselves. Due to the peaking lifestyle, due to rushing mentality of humanity, unfortunately, business has overtaken us, commerce and money and bureaucracy, and we struggle, but we maintain a healthy and safe standard. That's the main thing. But we are also deterring from that. Not that we meant to, but we are, because we're not having a healthy standard, a spiritual healthy. We don't have a spiritual healthy standard of mind and soul. Due to stress and anxieties, we panic too much when we can't accomplish or meet our standards or plans. And that is because we forget that we are planning in an unforgiving and a most dangerous society right now. And the danger is time. That's our biggest fear now, time. We all have to accomplish and we all have to attain certain things and certain qualities because everyone says so. The best thing to attain is the peace and love inside yourself, to love and be happy with yourself and your humanity, your fellow members. Also, I stumbled upon developing another form of art also. Another form of art application. This one is, it's a different aspect. However, it is to apply the paint with an object. And it's abstract, obviously. And the object is not necessarily a paintbrush. It could be anything, whatever comes to you nearest at that moment. And that object itself will leave its own print. And then within that print, again, you have features. Dimensions are an angle. Dimensions are our universe. A dimension within a dimension within a dimension to a never-ending universal exploration, manifesting the inner self, the inner quality, the spiritual standard, that rests within ourselves, that we, in this age, are struggling to hear ourselves, and therefore losing our peace and love. 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 L-O-V-E. Love, ladies and gentlemen. Love. Love. As I will do this in the many weeks and months and hopefully years to come, just on the canvases we have here, maybe 50 plus, there will be a lot of dimensions revealing itself to us. As myself, I will be mediating them to you, for they are my spiritual journey. However, when you get a better understanding of my connection towards them and my development within them, then it will be simply a task and a breeze that you may take upon yourself, therefore, to construct, in your way. For you would have then been within the guide, and you would have found the direction in order to succeed. This painting here, ladies and gentlemen, this one here, you can see, that one is a very special one. Let me just get there. Now this one, this is for your global warming. This is for giving awareness and inspiration that we may never forget the danger and the hardships that occur due to our extraction of such minerals from earth, and the pollution, the gas, greenhouse gas, that's destroying a lot of things. So this painting, which was a date, we had our fires in Australia. When the fires happened, a lot of people lost a lot of houses and property and memories, and also, again, affecting their spiritual selves and their peace of mind and love and development. So it's in order to remind that nothing is lost ever, for it is us, it is ourselves that is the purpose of all this existence. So as long as we are standing here, then everything else will serve us. Just as this is the live version of serving our inner self. This confirms the reality within the reality. That is the hidden secrets of spiritual direction, spiritual awareness, self-realization. And there are many forms of attaining this. And there are many frauds upon that attainment. A lot of them are just to take $1 out of your pocket. But the one that speaks to you and the one that directs you, the one that strikes you and gives you your love, returns your love for you, is where you will know and understand to belong. Look at this. I can say confidently that that will be a horse. Perhaps a horse that was affected in the fires. Here, you have these creatures, perhaps affected. I would hate to associate trauma and pain to bring recollection of such tragic events. So if I do cause any harm or any discomfort for those who were involved in these events of traumatic experiences, fires, or abuse, or violence, I deeply apologize for that, and I do advise you that may you reach out to your local members, your government and your community leaders to give you direction and to give you support for counselling or to give you support for help. Now this one, and I do apologise, I'm very sorry for that if I have caused you any discomfort. So this one I've seen, well, this one is revealing itself to me fresh. I haven't seen this before. We experienced this together, which is, in my understanding, a cow. And look, two little ones, babies, calves next to them. This cow will have actually many depths and dimensions. Again, as I've said, dimensions are the presentation here of innovation. Our method right now is simple. We are a founder. We are the founder of an almost to say lifestyle. This is not a sport. This is not just an art. This is not just a canvas. This is what will make and perhaps present and produce a healthy, balanced lifestyle, because it is what within you that has applied itself before yourself, so that you may read it now, so that you may effortlessly just gaze on it, and then you will find that peace. Whereas otherwise, we will have to go to gymnasiums, we will have to go to libraries, we will have to go many places looking for that release. Many of us don't have that kind of expectation, or don't have that intelligence to know that this is the process that we have to vent. We have to seek a way of counsel to release this trauma. So unfortunately, becoming very distressed, people cause harm upon each other. And not meaning to. Look here. Look at that. Is that a koala almost? Have a look at that. You know? And this is one aspect, canvas, okay, ladies and gentlemen? The second one is nature. And I will put up a video of that. And what I mean by nature is, I'm not going to claim that I'm special or have a gift, but it is, however, unique. I could look at anything, almost, and within that, as we are extracting through dimensions, subject matters that refer to our relevance of the standard and the stance of today, in order to find peace, love, and happiness. I can do that through any other object of nature. Now, I say that I, very arrogantly and very selfishly, but I do mean I as in now, and we as in very soon, hopefully. It is, the rest of this is in your hands, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to you. It's up to you to make the effort now to seek an immediate and urgent recovery of your spiritual self. What we're going to witness here is a dark side. Okay? Everybody has dark sides. Only a few are victims to them. Dark sides, once we overcome them, we become strong. We become different. We become wise. We become more compassionate towards society. And the days I remember I started this kind of work, it was because I had a lot of distress and a lot of discomfort due to the pain and trauma we are afflicting upon ourselves in society. So I couldn't handle that. And not that I meant to, but the lifestyle I led was to assist society and to try to maintain a service towards society, and via that aspect of my efforts, many things developed. So these things developed in seeking the right intentions towards society. And this is the message. Have intention to help yourselves, and then many things will derive in good nature and support. Now look at this. Almost develop the 3D effect. Yes, the 3D effect of this particular piece. Look at this. Have a look at this beauty. It's like those lizards that through their neck just expands. It's like there's 3 in a row. How beautiful. And as I've said, I was experiencing a lot of grief. I was experiencing loss within the family, and I wasn't pleased with the treatment of many people, as it was just to seek the property or inheritance, and therefore become abusive towards each other. And that was why I experienced what I experienced. But then this came out, and then believe it or not, I was so relieved. I didn't even have to come back to this painting, you know that? I did not have to come back to this painting immediately to see what was happening. But I felt that this had happened. And these are places within us. And I'm so happy and so glad that they've made their way out. And I'm able to interpret for myself the commentary within the exhibits, displaying the manifestations of my inner self, my inner reality. This presentation, among many, will become not just an art, but it will become a counseling and a psychological standard of counseling and therapy upon ourselves. I appreciate that you gave me your time.